Hey there, Pisces. Welcome to your reading for August 2022. This is a general reading with messages meant for those with Pisces in their birth chart. However, cross watchers are also welcome. Take into consideration that the roles of the individuals or energies identified may be swapped, and the intensity of the energy or situation may vary. So take whatever messages resonate and leave behind for others whatever does not. We're going to start out with this Celtic cross reading and then close off with an oracle card message. So here, the present situation, you have the Four of Pentacles. What covers the Nine of Pentacles? Above you, you have Two of Wands. Below of you, King of Cups. Below you, you have the King of Cups. In the past, you have the Fool. In the near future, you have the Tower. Your attitude of the situation, you have this Ancestors card, which is unique to this deck. In your environment, you have the Nine of Swords. In your hopes and fears, you have the Ace of Pentacles. And the outcome, you have the Six of Cups. So what I am seeing is you've got at least one of every suit here. In terms of the swords, you've got this Nine of Swords, which is kind of fears and anxieties, though it is in your environment. And this is an external factor that can influence you. So here it seems with the Four of Pentacles, you are at least trying to get a sense of security, foundation, stability, perhaps with a new job or career. You do have the Nine of Pentacles as what covers you. That is a card of, having worked hard and enjoying the benefits of those rewards that you've earned. Above you with the Two of Wands represents the conscious mind, or is in the position of the conscious mind. So it seems like there's some type of planning to get outside of your comfort zone. Or perhaps the hope is to get outside of the comfort zone. In your past, you have the Fool, and this does indicate a new opportunity. It would kind of indicate being outside of your comfort zone, since it is, like a new journey, new path, but perhaps what you're thinking about is even further away than something in the material world, or more outside of your comfort zone than creating stability or something of value in the material world. Because in your hopes and fears, you have the Ace of Pentacles. So this is a sense of prosperity, opportunities to create something of value in the material world. It also can be a sense of value, self-worth. It is in the hopes and fears section, and you are surrounded by worries and fears. So this looks pretty interesting. You have the King of Cups in your position of the unconscious mind. So this is kind of working in the background, whether you know it or not. And this is either like someone that you already know, like someone who was, kind, supportive, caring, connected with people of all ages. So this could be like a parent figure or a mentor. For some people, it may be like the hope of, a soulmate. in the position of your attitude of the situation, you have this Ancestors card, which is unique to the deck. And this card kind of indicates that, really everything that you have, everything that you can make possible in your material world is based upon the efforts that were done before, by you, by your parents, your ancestors. And it's kind of a card to have you recognize the contributions of others, in the past, possibly, mostly in the past, that allow you to be in a place where you are and can build a foundation or lead the way for you to create something new for yourself as well. So with the Nine of Swords being in your environment, you can see here, this is a wolf, and it's kind of supposed to be having like a nightmare. And this bigger wolf mouth that's going to devour it is basically its own mouth. So it's eating itself. And the concept here is this wolf is part of a pack and maybe should, seek assistance from others in the pack, or, at least communicate that to someone else. So since this is, in your environment that affects you, it could be that there's other people around you that there's just nervous energy, there's just anxiety, around you. And if you are in an area where there's a lot of COVID cases, or you haven't really been out and about because of COVID, then that would fit for this. So here we went over the Ace of Pentacles in your hopes and fears. In the near future, you have this Tower. And this is a sense of, divine intervention coming in and exposing the cracks in the foundation that you have kind of built up, either based on false information, ego, but it allows for you to really build a new foundation for yourself based on your truths and realities. And with the outcome being the Six of Cups, this is a sense of balance and harmony. It's also has to do with memories of your past when others would help you, assistance from your community, your family. And it also is a card to indicate like inner child aspects. So here, it's interesting. You have the Fool, and here it's kind of shown as this like a country mouse making its way into the city for the first time. But there is a sense of a childlike excitement to really embrace all new experiences. So it's interesting that is in your past. And then the Six of Cups is the outcome. So let's take a look at that Fool in the past. You have the Moon. So this has to, this is your Major Arcana card. So this really is a sense of not only like you, but what gives you your creative spark. Like if you're an artist, gives you that artistic inspiration, but also can be the source of like indecision. Two of Wands up here. It also can be a source of I'm gonna say like not only just intuition, but picking up on other people. Like there's that concept of well, this individual here is like immersed in the water. And water represents kind of is connected to intuition, emotions, and if you have in your environment the Nine of Swords, then it can be that you're picking it up. It's really like affecting you emotionally. And so whatever this new endeavor is, this opportunity, perhaps whatever's going on in your environment, people around you, is making you a little bit more cautious about going on that path. And the traditional Fool has just like a sack on a stick. But this squirrel is holding on to its 4 walnuts, like it's the last 4 walnuts it'll ever be able to get. So there is a sense of, your intuition possibly being tainted to some degree. And since you've got this in your unconscious mind, you've got this King of Cups, this is like something where the emotions are steady and controlled, or controlled in a sense of not being easily swayed by other people's emotions, and able to provide support to them when they're in, emotionally needy or in distress. So let's take a look at that King of Cups below. You have the King of Pentacles. So it does kind of indicate some type of parent figure, maybe related to this Ancestors card, maybe trying to, like, what's really at the root of who you are is ideals that you had of like your grandfathers, your grandmothers, your parents, your uncles, something along those lines. Maybe even like a former boss, but not trying to even, but just their, not goals, what are they called? Life, their mission statements, their outlooks on life type of thing. So let's take a look at the Four of Pentacles. You have the Eight of Cups. So it's, walking away from something that you have emotionally invested in. And it could be in relation to this opportunity. This was an opportunity for you, and you were wanting to step up, and now you're feeling that either it's, slipping through your fingers, or you are concerned about taking that opportunity. So let's look at the Nine of Pentacles that covers you here. You have the Knight of Cups, and that is a messenger of love, romance. To some degree, it could be how you see yourself, how you support yourself in times of not struggle, but like when you need that extra push from yourself. It's almost like a negative self-talk, but instead, it might not even be words. It might be like just a feeling, like looking in the mirror and feeling good as you walk out the door, or looking in the mirror and just not really saying anything, but just being dissatisfied and not about anything in particular. So here, to some degree, it seems that you're holding on to something so tightly because there is a fear of letting it go, but it really isn't quite yours yet. It's not like you're willing to give enough of yourself for that to be yours, whether it's a job or a relationship or being an owner of a squirrel, a new pet owner, something along those lines. So let's take a look at the Two of Wands above you. You have the Ace of Swords. So there is some type of plan, but it may require you to get a sense of clarity about something in order for you to actually take action. And maybe that clarity comes from this Tower moment. We'll see. Let's take a look at the Ancestors card in your attitude of the situation. You have the Hierophant. And so this is a card of, doing things according to tradition, what has been done before, and not really doing something that is outside the bounds of that tradition. So if you had someone who was, I started a job at the age of 15 because my uncle showed me the ropes, and then I worked that job for 45 years before I retired, then, it could be that you're trying to follow exactly in those footsteps. So that might be good. It might not be good. Let's keep looking. Because in your environment, you've got this Nine of Swords. Well, these two cards wanted to come out, so we'll look at them. You have Hermit, which is also the 9th Major Arcana card, and you have this Death card. So the Hermit is, again, a sense of wisdom, a sense of going on a path and learning from your life experiences to kind of get a sense of wisdom. Here, there's a sense of also withdrawal and isolation. And then with this Death Rebirth card, it's a sense of needing to let go of something that's not for your best and highest good to allow something new to come in. So in terms of your environment, it can be a lot of, possibly isolation, people in isolation, a lot of changes going on. That might be like people working remotely, people going to school remotely, people even just like not being in school this time of year, not being social, and that's kind of the way I'm looking at it. It's more like isolation and really impacting life experiences to a certain degree. So let's take a look at the Ace of Pentacles in your hopes and fears, which is a new opportunity. You have the Two of Wands. So you have the Two of Wands here clarified by the Ace of Swords. You have this Ace of Pentacles clarified by the Two of Wands. So whatever you're thinking, you're planning, you're wanting to get clarification about, you're hoping it would lead to something new for you, but then there is still that sense of hesitation, of possibly not even knowing if that's the right path to take, if that's what you want. So let's see what this Tower situation is coming up for you. You have the Seven of Pentacles. So it's not some kind of immediate knowledge. It is basically a situation where you need to, you've probably been investing in something. Maybe it's this new opportunity, and it's not going the way that you would hope. And really, you have to decide, were you wanting this based on the outcome? Because you'd be really excited about the rewards of your hard work. You're willing to put your heart and soul into something because of the expectation, or was it just for the love of it? So that's kind of, it's going to, possibly reveal itself to you very quickly. And with the outcome being the Six of Cups, and has to do with a sense of balance and harmony and some type of revisiting your past. You have the High Priestess here. So here, whatever this Tower moment, even though this isn't going to be in relation, this Tower is not going to give you that immediate clarity. As you work through it, it will put you in a place where you are able to tap into that moon energy, that sense of feelings, your inner knowing, and possibly, connect you to these energies that are like motivating you, but also allowing you to get a sense of clarity and a path that is your own. So possibly blending those together. So I'm going to pull an oracle card for a message from your inner light about what to embrace this month. You have this Wild Rose Fairy love card. So this Knight of Cups is that kind of like the glaring love card in this spread. And this is a message of a message to remind you to love yourself, to come from the place of the heart, to recognize how much power there is when it comes to love, and loving yourself, all aspects of yourself, can really work miracles, work wonders, and create like a whole new world, a whole new way of looking at the world, and allow you to see things and feel things in a new way. So I'm hoping this reading provides a helpful perspective of your August. To uncover more about the month, check out readings for your sun, moon, and rising signs. We'll see you next time. Take care.